Everyone tells you the same thing. Just invest your first $1,000. As if $1,000 is some magical number that suddenly changes your life. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your first $1,000 will not make you rich. It won't let you retire early. It won't buy financial freedom. And believing otherwise might be the biggest investing mistake beginners make. Because the real wealth trap isn't that people don't invest. The real wealth trap is that people focus on the wrong thing. They obsess over returns. They ignore contributions. They chase stocks. They ignore habits. And 10 years later, they're wondering why their portfolio still feels small. Today, I'll show you exactly how I'd invest my first $1,000 in 2026. But more importantly, I'll show you why that $1,000 is far less important than what happens after it. And if you understand this one concept, you'll instantly be ahead of most beginner investors. Before you invest a single dollar, you need to find the invisible leak. Because investing while carrying expensive debt is like trying to fill a bucket that's already leaking. Let's say you have a credit card charging 22% interest. You invest $1,000 and earn a fantastic 10% return. Sounds great, right? Not really. Your debt is still growing faster than your investments. You're winning one battle while losing the war. Paying off a 22% credit card isn't boring. It's one of the best guaranteed returns you'll ever get. Most professional investors would love a guaranteed 22%. You can create one today simply by eliminating high-interest debt. But let's assume you've already done that. Now we can talk about building actual wealth. And surprisingly, the stock market isn't where most wealth is created. Meet Investor A. Investor A spends hours researching stocks, watches finance videos every day, checks the market every morning, finds amazing investments, earns 12% annually, but only invests $1,000 once. That's it. Now meet Investor B. Investor B knows almost nothing about investing. They simply put $100 into an index fund every month. Nothing fancy, no stock picking, no predictions, no market timing, just consistency. Who becomes wealthier? Most people immediately choose Investor A, and most people are wrong. Because the biggest wealth trap is believing returns matter more than contributions. Returns help. Contributions change lives. The investor who consistently adds money almost always beats the investor constantly searching for the perfect stock. This is where most beginners lose years. They're looking for the next Nvidia, when they should be building the next decade of contributions. Now let's invest the money. Imagine you've cleared high-interest debt. You have an emergency fund started, and you have your first $1,000 ready. Here's exactly what I do. Step 1. Build the core. I'd put the majority into a low-cost, broad market ETF, an S&P 500 ETF, or a global index fund. Why? Because you're not betting on one company. You're buying a piece of hundreds of successful businesses. Think about the difference. Buying one stock is like betting one athlete wins the Olympics. Buying an index fund is like owning the entire team. When one company struggles, another grows. The system adapts automatically. The goal isn't excitement. The goal is participation. Participation in decades of global economic growth. Step 2. Optional satellite. Now, if you're genuinely interested in investing and learning about businesses, take a small portion, maybe 10%, maybe 20%, and use it for individual stocks. Not because it'll make you rich, because it'll make you curious. It'll teach you how businesses operate. It'll keep investing interesting. But the core should always remain the foundation. The satellite is optional. The core is non-negotiable. Now for the part most finance channels skip. Let's compare 3 people. Person 1 invests $1,000 once, never adds another dollar. After 20 years, nice growth, but nowhere near life-changing. Person 2 invests $1,000, then adds $100 every month. Suddenly, the outcome looks dramatically different. Person 3 invests $1,000, adds $300 every month. Now we're talking about serious wealth. Notice something interesting. The difference wasn't finding a better stock. The difference was adding more fuel. Most people spend years trying to improve returns by 2%. Meanwhile, they ignore the one variable they completely control: how much they invest. The wealthiest investors aren't always the smartest. They're often the most consistent. So here's the real secret. The first $1,000 doesn't matter nearly as much as the system you build afterward, because humans are terrible at relying on willpower. Every month, you'll face temptation: a vacation, a new phone, a sale, a gadget, a reason to wait until next month. That's why wealthy people don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. Set up an automatic investment the day your paycheck arrives. Not the day after, not when you feel motivated, immediately. Let technology make the decision for you, because every month that passes without investing is 1 month compounding can never get back. The biggest lie in personal finance is that wealth begins with a certain amount of money. It doesn't. Wealth begins with ownership. The moment you stop being only a consumer and start becoming an owner, everything changes. Your first $1,000 won't make you rich, but it can change your identity. It can transform you from someone who spends money into someone who builds wealth. Pay off the expensive debt. Build your core. Keep your satellites small. Automate everything. And remember this: the goal was never to turn $1,000 into a fortune. The goal was to build a machine that keeps investing long after this video ends. Because 10 years from now, your future self won't care which stock was trending in 2026. They'll care that you started and that you never stopped.